Miss Crip Mac, on hood. What's happening? Shout out PIPERBOY Williams, your verified source, battle rapper entertainment on hood.
Shout out to everybody. I want to talk to y'all real quick. You know what I mean? TAY ROCs. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you ain't about to get out of this blog, bruh. Shout out to you. I do want to say this, right? Before I get started, I want to say I seen that Coffee Brown is calling out Jazz the Rapper. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is that something y'all want to see? Obviously, the front runner in a battle like that to go against a Jazz the Rapper would be, maybe a Vixen, because she got like arguable like battle of the year. She's been on fire, energy, performance, everything's been crazy with her. But, I think Vixen, she said when she was questioned about battling Jazz, she said that she doesn't want to battle her right now. She wants to try to build up a storyline between them. You know what I mean? Because it's not as authentic to her, I guess, to just battle Jazz without having a backstory. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that's going to work, but I do want to see Vixen against Jazz the Rapper. Shout out to Vixen. But right now, Coffee calling out Jazz. And from what I can remember, I think Jazz the Rapper called out Coffee quite a few times. But then, I think Coffee, she ended up getting pregnant. She just had her baby. So, that could motivate somebody. She's just like, yo, like, I want to get out here. I want to make some money. She probably feels like she's better than people anyway. So we'll see what happens with that. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a battle between Jazz the Rapper and Coffee Brown. You know what I mean? Jazz has been very active. She just had the battle with Geechee Gotti. She had I think it was like the Double Dragon, right? So it was her and Luke Castro. They did a 2-on-2, and I think she's planning on doing another battle before the year is out. So I don't know. It's just rumors. It might not be true, but it's rumors. But I wouldn't be mad at seeing her versus Coffee Brown. Coffee is just chocolate. She's just chocolatey. Wait a minute. Shout out to Coffee Brown. You know what I'm saying? I do want to see you come back. Shout out to you. I also want to say, before I get started, Hollow the Don and VERB, right? Hats off to them. If you really look at it, they had 10 days to prepare for Summer Madness, and that's the performance that you guys had. A lot of the feedback is basically saying people don't really care who won the battle. They feel like the culture won. And they're holding this battle as a high acclaim. They're looking at it as being like one of the top battles. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty dope with 10 days preparation. And you got to think, it's a lot of juggernauts on the card, right? You got TAY ROC on the card, you got Sue Surf on the card, you got Calico on the card, Easy to Block Captain's been going crazy. He's on the card. You got JC, he just like went 15-0. You know what I mean? Won a tournament, he's on the card. So it's like you're expecting crazy things. Shotgun Suge, Chess is on the card, and then they just go ahead and have like arguable battle of the night. I think that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below about that battle. When y'all gonna drop these battles on the app? That's what I'm waiting for. Because I'm seeing, like, before I get to this Rock and Swamp, I'm seeing a lot, right? The battle between Easy to Block Captain and Calico, it don't matter what nobody says or how people judge this battle. People in the comment sections of everybody's videos is basically saying Calico won this battle. I don't know what battle they're watching. I don't know. I'm just curious to see how this is going to look when the battle drops on the app. I want to see who the app has winning that battle. You know what I'm saying? I personally felt like Easy to Block won it, but y'all tell me what y'all think. I think Easy got the second and the third, and the first is debatable. It's a toss-up. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, I do want to talk about this, right? TAY ROC, I seen the battle between you and Swamp, bro. I was there. Wait a minute. You know what I mean? First of all, I do want to say, a lot of people are criticizing the audience heavily. They're saying, like, they're not allowing people to rap. They're not like really rocking with, like, from what I remember, like being like a part of the audience, right? Like when Chess was up there like messing up and like, about to throw up and all that, like they gave him a lot of chances. Like a lot of these people, like they gave chances to, so, and it's like when you look at a battle between Rock and Swamp, like you fast forward it, I think both of them got booed. From what I remember, I think Swamp got booed. I think like once or twice in the battle, and then Rock got booed. So it wasn't just like one-sided to where they were against anybody that was from around that region. I don't think that's what it was. I think they listened to the material and they listened to the artist and they felt like, yo, either you disrespecting us or you just ain't coming with it. People have been standing up for hours. You know, and I think you could look on Twitter and people kind of been out there since like 8 o'clock in the morning, and the event started at 3, or it's supposed to start at 3. So you got people like the Restless, they want to hear fire, you know, and then like the URL, they put on a Crucible matchup, and it's kind of just like why would y'all do that without warning people? So it's like a lot of different variables that went into why the crowd may have been agitated and less, I should say, forgiven with certain things in the material with the different artists, right? So I'm watching Rock and Swamp, and when I'm watching this battle, I'm watching Swamp's first. His first was okay, it wasn't like real crazy. And then you got Rock went. Rock had a crazy first round, bro, right? So I'm watching Rock and Swamp, and it's like Rock, the thing that I like about the battle is something that I think he's getting criticism for, or people may be criticizing about the battle. You know what I'm saying? It's like when he's talking to Swamp and he's saying things like, oh, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna kill you, I think that adds to the intensity of the battle. Me personally, that's what I think. But when you are saying things like, this country N-word can't beat me, this country bumpkin, this dude can't beat me, he extra, like when you saying stuff like that and you in the country, you know, that's when I feel like it's a disconnect between you and the audience, right? And then you end up like, you know, moving into your second, and you saying, I think it was the second round, he may have said something about like, y'all eat raccoons, ain't no, like, why ain't it no, like, no Wingstop or something like that. He said one of these chicken places. He said, and they kind of wasn't top, but they kind of looking at Rock like, what you talking about, Rock? Like my grandmother make raccoon. What you trying to rank on raccoon? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And when he started going in on the raccoon thing, they lost it, bro. And then they tried to like work with him, right? And then he's kind of just like, I guess he had like a couple hecklers in the audience, and then he stops and he's just like, shut the F up. You know what I'm saying? Who not shutting the F up? Shut the F up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's going in like that and kind of just like doubles down on his material about the raccoons and about this just being like, you know, like these country N-words and stuff like that. And I think that is what hurt him in the battle. And that made them not want to hear anything that he had to say. As a veteran, you know, a lot of them, like, you know, like maybe like a DNA or somebody like that, they may end up switching things around and, you know, catering to the audience a little bit better, or maybe just like taking material out to where they wouldn't be that much affected by something like that. If it's obvious that it's a raccoon situation and they don't like you talking about raccoons, you want to steer away from that. Maybe pull a veteran move like, yo, go take an extensive water break, run it through your mind, like get past like the raccoons situation and then kind of move forward into your material, you know. But it's easy for us to say, but when you got like 2,000 people like looking at you, you know, and people are heckling you, whatever, it's a lot going on in your mind, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Rod. And then you got to look at Swamp's second round, right? Because Swamp was down around like going into the second, and then he had like the leg shot, the seatbelt won't buckle up, but his leg did. Like, bruh, when he's hitting Rock with stuff like that, bro, and then he's got like the grandma knows best, and then he's all up in Rock's face like, I ain't going like that. I ain't going like that. Like, bruh, that was powerful. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Swamp was able to take the crowd back. That can really weigh on the artist. I'm not saying that it's weighing on Rock, but it could weigh on the artist. You know what I'm saying? When somebody takes the crowd from you and you do have hecklers in the crowd, they might eat raccoon. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, maybe a lot's going on through his mind. And you move into the third round, you know, Swamp has an okay round, and then Rock has an okay round. Not really good writing, like, too much by both of them. It was just enough for them both to get through the round. If you ask me, I feel like Swamp won the battle. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people arguing for Rock on his behalf. We'll see what happens, like, when the battle drops on the app. But my personal opinion, I see people trying to say, you know, maybe, you know, he stole bars. You know, it wasn't that great of a delivery. They're saying everything that they can to try to take it away from Swamp. I still feel like he won, you know, and you can tell like this battle is affecting Rock, right? So if you go on his Twitter and you scroll up, like he didn't change his name to Raccoon and all, like, you know what I'm saying? And he just like going in on anything raccoon related. You know, so he kind of mad about that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of crazy because I know it's frustrating. Like, you're the veteran and then it's a raccoon. You know what I mean? Like, line that ends up messing everything up for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, but shout out to Rock. He's a lot of battlers have dealt with losing the crowd. You know, it's not the first time you lost the crowd. You know what I mean? You versus Goods. You were able to get it back in the third. You know what I mean? It's not the first time you lost the crowd. Clips, you know, arguable GOAT in battle rap, like he's lost the crowd quite a few times. So, you know, I consider Rock and Clips GOATs of battle rap. You know what I mean? They're interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. I also heard, I think it was Sue Surf, right? He was, I think he did an interview on Three Letterman's podcast. Shout out to Three Letterman, you're going to have to give me some money, bro. I'm giving you a lot of shout outs. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Three Letterman. But he went on his podcast and he was talking to him. And I think he said something on the podcast like, yo, like I had hit Calico up, or I was talking to Calico and I had like a raccoon line like I wanted to put in the battle. And I ran it through Calico and Calico was just like, yo, use it. And then I thought about it like, no, it's probably not a good idea for me to use it. Like things like that, there's veteranism kicking in to where he's just like, nah, like looking at the crowd, looking at everything, it's probably not a good idea to use that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Rod. This does not mean you're whack or trash. And you can lose a battle, but it doesn't mean that a person may be all around better than you as an artist. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes you're going to have an off night. Sometimes you're going to win. Sometimes you're going to lose. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's battle rap. And that's why I think a lot of us love the sport, because it doesn't matter what the accolades are, right? Like, look at Swamp. A lot of people had Swamp losing going into the tournament to a lot of people that he won against. You know, so it's kind of just like, you know, we can put up all the stats of what a person's ability is, but on that night, you know what I mean? It's all up to whether or not the battlers are going to execute everything how it's supposed to be executed. You know what I'm saying? But shout out, I do want to say this in Swamp's behalf, right? What people are not mentioning or talking about with Swamp is that when you look at JC and Chess, you look at the top tiers that they battle, right? And then you look at the top tiers that Swamp's battle. Swamp pretty much beat more top tier opponents than Chess and JC. I think that's crazy. And then you look at the time span, it's remarkable. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Swamp. I think he's here to stay. You know, he proved on that stage on Summer Madness he could rock out with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Swamp. No slander on that man's name. I rock with Swamp. You know what I mean? He's a humble person that is appreciative of being in a position that he's in. And he's worked very hard to get to where he's at. And arguable, you know, battler of the year. Like when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at, for battle of the year, I'm looking at Swamp, and then I'm looking at JC, and I'm looking at Shotgun Suge and Bill Collector. If I'm really like paying attention to what all of them have been doing, like, yeah, Shotgun Suge, he had like 330s, two arguable bodies of the year. You know, but when you look at Swamp, what he's doing, bro, like he arguably beat JC. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this dude's amazing right now. Like this, in the last 10, 11 months, like he's been like on fire. You know, so nobody's been able to do it, right? Nobody's been able to take him out. Twerk couldn't take him out. T-Top couldn't take him out, and Rock couldn't take him out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if God just sprinkling battle rap dust on him or something. I don't know what it is, but he winning, and he's winning clearly. You know, to a lot of people in a lot of these battles. Like he 30 Rum Nitty. That's insane. This is Rum Nitty. Rum Nitty just had probably the battle of the year. He just 30'd them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Swamp. I rock with you. No slander on this channel for Swamp. I've always been an advocate and a supporter for you. Shout out to you. Now, there's some other things we got to talk about. Geechee Gotti, wait a minute. We got to talk about this. I rock with Gotti. We're going to have to talk about it. Y'all going to be surprised what I say about Gotti. But shout out to everybody. Do y'all want to see Coffee Brown and Jazz the Rapper battle? I want to see it. I want to see Chocolate Brown. Ooh, chocolatey. Coffee. I love you. Shout outs. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it, and I want to see if Jazz the Rapper gonna get crazy. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Jazz, shout out to Coffee Brown, shout out to VERB, shout out to Hollow, shout out to TAY ROC, shout out to Swamp. I'm out. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.